Hey friends, welcome to Chirpee Tales. I had planned a trip to Abu Dhabi with 4 of my girlfriends. They had made me a promise that this trip of ours is going to be a lavish one and not one of our usual trips. I readily agreed as earlier I had been on a rough solo trip to Dubai. पता तो होगा ही ना आपको. Chana chan chana na chana chan chana na. Well, Abu Dhabi रह गया था due to some work back home. So we started planning in the month of April. और finally हाँ नहीं करते करते बुकिंग हुई जनवरी में. My husband Amar was teasing me that उनकी boys picnic एक वीडियो कॉल में फिक्स होके they went and came back and we were still in the planning stage. Anyways, we chose Abu Dhabi as the place reeks of extravagance and is close to India. In case of emergency, immediately वापस आ सकेंगे as kids and husbands were by themselves. फिर क्या, dates fix हुई, flight bookings हो गई, फिर hotels. hotels choose करते करते कितने दिन निकल गए कि rates change and we had to pay higher amount. Then the planning of what clothes, what footwear, what accessories to take, all that started. Oh God, ये solo trips कितने easy होते हैं यार, I thought. लेकिन मन ही मन में I was having fun planning all this. Then the itinerary was planned, which did not include Ferrari World. I mean, Ferrari World? Who was not interested in Ferrari World? My friends said they would go shopping rather than Ferrari World. I tried convincing them almost one full day how Ferrari World would be fun, but all in vain. August आ गया. एक friend dropped out. फिर December तक another friend dropped out. और January 19th की flight के एक दिन पहले the final friend in the list of 4 also dropped out. So here I was boarding the flight all by myself on a girly trip which was now turned into a solo trip. I saw this as a golden opportunity and the first thing I did on landing was book a trip to Ferrari World. My stay was booked at a luxurious hotel with beautiful landscapes. After reaching and resting for a bit, as I had the evening free, I decided to make the most of it. I was strolling in the hotel and it being a month of January, the weather was beautiful. I thought of sitting near the swimming pool in the open area and have some hot coffee. While sipping my mandatory cup of coffee, I was watching people around as is my habit. There were people from all around the world. To my right was a group of girls and to my pleasant surprise, they were laughing loudly while talking in Marathi. I smiled and waved and they waved back. The corner table was occupied by this lanky, bespectacled, shy-looking African girl lost into her phone while sipping on her coffee. It looked like she was not enjoying the place too much, but was there. Next morning, I took the hotel bus for sightseeing to find the same group of Marathi girls occupying the back seats and talking loudly. The African girl too was in the same bus and was sitting by the window. I took the seat next to her, wished her good morning. She smiled and wished me back. I introduced myself and she introduced herself to me as Salome from Nairobi, Kenya. Abu Dhabi is known as a cultural heart of UAE. Many mosques are scattered around the city amongst the modern architecture. Our bus stopped at Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque. I had done my usual research of this place and was aware that since this is a mosque, there was a dress code. I knew that we would be required to wear a traditional robe, abaya, and a headscarf before entering the mosque. I'd carried my own headscarf. The group of girls got off the bus and so did Salome behind them. I headed straight to the abaya counter while the girls just started walking around in their shorts and jeans when someone at the mosque politely told them about the dress code. The girls were busy taking selfies I walked towards Salome and asked her if I could join her as both of us were alone. She was more than glad, and that's where we clicked. This, undoubtedly, the most beautiful mosque in UAE. The Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque is a sight to see, with pure marble walls decorated with gems. This construction truly is an architectural piece of art. The mosque welcomes visitors of all faiths. The only requirement is to dress and behave respectfully. Salome and I were exchanging notes with each other about what we had read. It features 82 domes, more than 1,000 columns, 24-karat gold chandeliers, and world's largest hand-knotted carpet. It was a lovely day and the marbles were cold. The mosque was spick and span. It was a beautiful vision of wide domes, minarets, and courtyards. By now, Salome and I had some good conversations. She told me about this trip to Abu Dhabi, which was actually planned with her best friend who could not come last minute. And since all bookings were done, Salome decided to venture on her own. Story of my life. When I told her my story and how we had planned, she was like, women all over the world are the same, and we laughed. We spoke about traditions back home and our trip here. After the mosque, our bus took us to Ferrari World. Salome was as excited as me. When we got off the bus, we decided to go our own way. There were several enticing rides, one of them being the fastest roller coaster in the world, Formula Rosa. The roller coaster accelerates to 240 km per hour in less than 5 seconds. I walked to the entrance of the coaster ride, watched others on the coaster while trying to muster courage to get on the next one. What? Obviously, I chickened out and walked away. Then repeat and repeat. I did that 7 times. The 7th time, when I turned back from the coaster, I saw Salome walking towards me. She smiled. I smiled. We both looked at each other and yelled, "Forget it," and burst out laughing. We walked a little further and again looked at each other and smiled. I asked her, "Are you scared?" And she asked me, "Are you?" I said yes. And she said yes. And together we said, "Let's do it." Hand in hand, like little girls, excited and scared, as if we were going to school for the first time, we went to the entrance gate of the coaster. Salome asked me, "Sure?" I said yes. And devishly said, "At the most we will fall down, but if we do not take this ride, we will repent it for the rest of our lives." Salome nodded her head, and now confidently we stood in the queue. It was our turn to sit on the roller coaster. We did, still holding hands tightly. I watched Salome close her eyes and made her open them. As we accelerated, both of us yelling our lungs out, calling our moms. 5 seconds and whoosh! It was over. This was the most thrilling experience of my life. As we unbelted, a bit dizzy, Salome says, "Let's do it again." Oh my God, once again? Yes, why not? I nodded my head and we repeated that ride thrice. I had found my soul sister in UAE. The experience of thrill, fright, happiness, all bundled in one. We then, hand in hand, decided to explore the rest of the Ferrari world together. We sat in most of the rides. While roaming, we got familiar with each other's lives. I asked her, "When is your birthday?" And she said, "Today." Oh my God, and you're telling me now? We are roaming around together since morning. She told me this trip was to be for a birthday celebration. Now, it was my mission to make her birthday special. I told Salome, "Let's have some coffee," and made her sit at a cafe. I bought some pastries and a candle. We celebrated her birthday over some lovely gupshup, coffee and pastries. We saw the girl gang roaming and asked them to join us for the celebration, and they made some birthday noise and brought laughter. After celebrations, we went to wash our hands before proceeding towards the bus. In the washroom were 4 women in their burqa speaking in polished English with the most beautiful faces I'd ever seen. They were talking of what rides to take and were contemplating the rides of roller coaster. Salome and I looked at each other and laughed and told them they must do it and narrated our story. They told us they were co-wives of a sheikh and were so glad to hear us that they made up their mind to sit on the roller coaster. As we spoke, they took off their abaya and we were dumbstruck to see them wearing the latest designer clothes. They were all so perfect that they would put the Hindi film heroines to shame. Salome and I were shocked to see 4 pretty wives of the same man enjoying like friends. I thought I was actually living the scene from Sex and the City when Carrie and her friends go to Abu Dhabi and get shocked to see such stylish women underneath the burqas. Nonetheless, we wished them fun and, while praising God, they gave us hugs and kisses. I had certainly heard that Emiratis are extremely friendly and welcoming while greeting friends. They even offered us the tastiest and soft ajwa dates, which are also called dates of the paradise. We thanked them and left for the bus, which was on the other side of the road. While crossing the road, we saw a gold Lamborghini pass us and our jaws dropped. We walked to the bus in awe. I asked Salome to pinch me and asked her if she saw the same that I saw, and we nodded. When the Marathi group of girls arrived, we told them what we saw and they didn't believe us. And our guide came to our rescue. He said, "Money can't buy you love, but it can certainly buy you gold cars. It is a luxury to another level. Buying a Lamborghini itself is such a big thing. How about having a gold Lamborghini in your garage?" The Saudi billionaire Turki bin Abdullah has a fleet of cars wrapped in gold vinyl and uses a different one for every occasion. King Abdullah gifted a gold bathroom with all accessories including a commode to his daughter for her wedding. Recently, the Saudi prince had booked 80 individual seats on a flight for his falcons. While the guide was relating these unbelievable stories, Salome, who was in the window seat, yelled with shock, "Look outside, fast!" We rushed to our side of the windows to see a cheetah peeping out of the car window and an Arab sitting in front waved smilingly and gave us a thumbs up. When the bus moved and the car moved ahead of us, our guide went on to tell us that exotic animals like cheetahs, lions, tigers are regular pets of sheikhs. After the cheetah in the car seat, Salome and I promised each other that very soon we will go for another adventurous trip somewhere in Africa, as it is one thing to see a cheetah in a luxurious concrete jungle and another to see a cheetah roaming freely in a real jungle. So friends, life is short, and even if you end up being alone, seize the moment. Live life to the fullest, because we will only regret the chances we didn't take. Hasta la vista. फिर मिलेंगे हम लोग in my next video of Chirpee Tales.